Flight boss, bitch! You're now listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel. I'm here to carry out God's duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And we in the motherfucking Mars series. And right now we're gonna get into Mars and Gemini. Now here's this Mars and Gemini. Now what is Mars? Mars is your intentions, your willpower, your passions. It carry out like the same way Archangel Uriel carry out the God's duties and responsibilities. Mars is here, it carry out the sun's duties and responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? It's the older brother, or it could be the uncle in some sense. When we talking about a planetary family, which is the sun is the father, the moon is the mother, the daughter, the first son is Mercury, the first daughter is Venus. Not the first son is Mars, the baby son is Mercury, the youngest daughter is Venus, the grandmother Neptune, the grandfather Uranus. You know what I'm saying? Well, the grandfather is Jupiter, but the great grandfather, or it could be like the great uncle or something like that, great cousin or something like that. It brain changes. You know what I'm saying? You always got them them crackheaded uncles. You know what I'm saying? Them crackheaded uncles. That's Uranus. You know what I'm saying? They come in your house, bring changes, bring a lot of changes, a lot of drama, a lot of conflict going, a lot of shit going on. That's Uranus right there. Then you got motherfucking Pluto. That's the great ancestor. That's the ancestor right there. That's the generational. That's your generation. That's your generational lineage. That's your family lineage right there. So wherever your Pluto at, that's your family lineage right there. That's who been here 72 years ago. Now, when we talk about Mars and Gemini, now Mars, that's your intentions. So this is anytime your intentions come with willpower and passion. So that comes with, it's action orientated. So the sun represents your actions, but how you carry out your actions is through your Mars, your intentions. So when we got Gemini right here, what's Gemini? Gemini is the communication sign. Gemini is the analytical sign. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Gemini is the speedy sign. They fast paced. So they fast paced, but within the mind, because they ruled by Gemini. So they got fast thoughts. They got fast thoughts, so they can think about this and that. So when you try to present something that's kind of like simple-minded to them, they want to look at every aspect of what you presenting to them before they come to the conclusion of what you presenting to them is actually right. So when you got that, and then you got Mars when you got Mars, your intentions and your actions, when you put that in the sign of air, which is air and it's mutable right here, it speeds up Mars. Now sometimes it plays out like this. It doesn't slow Mars down enough to have a passion for one particular thing because it's too busy trying to learn so many things. It's like a jack of all trades, but it doesn't slow down to perfect one thing. So it never learned anything. So it learned a whole bunch about a whole bunch of shit, but doesn't actually learn the specifics and the specifics details of a bunch of shit. Now this is how Mars plays out. Geminis and Mercury's is good at that. But with Mars and Gemini, it's different. You know what I'm saying? This is how it plays out here. It doesn't slow down because when it's in air, you know what I'm saying? Air, what's air? You can't contain air. And air doesn't like pressure. So when you try to contain air in a jar, it's going to escape one way or another sooner or later. It doesn't like too much pressure. So it's going to escape. So Mars passion is part of pressure. Like a lot of the P words itself align with each other. All the A words, L words, like Leos, Libras, they're associated with lying, but they're associated with loving. They're associated with like Cancers, they're associated with caring. You know what I'm saying? Aries, Aquariuses, they're associated with air, but not air as far as air signs, but as far as aviation. Like as far as abstract thinking, you know what I'm saying? But this goes down with the S word, Scorpios, Sagittarius. They deals with serpent energy, snake energy. So you got a lot of two-faced Sagittarius, and you got a lot of serpent like Scorpios who manipulate people. You know what I'm saying? But that's another video. I'm gonna work on another video with the words and the sigils and shit. But as far as Mars and motherfucking Gemini, your motherfucking intentions is speeded up. So your intentions, people might not even know your intentions sometimes. So these are people, bank robbers. These are people, these are cheaters. These are people who, these are definitely people, they'll kill you. But these are people who may not even have evidence for you to find. These are people who have no more IDs. They have no more, it's like they have no life to the point that they could be here and there to the point it's hard to get a hold of them. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a Mars and Gemini person that's added with all their other planets with a bunch of other air, these people are going to be like, they don't know if they're coming and going, and you ain't gonna know if they're coming and going. So they're gonna be here and there. You know what I'm saying? These people play out as thieves. You know what I'm saying? Things that might end up in their hands, they may believe is theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like you got so it's like it's in with the wind. They steal from stores. They steal from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because they hear with the wind. It's like going with the wind. You ever had something? You ever dropped a penny or dropped some change, and you look down and you seen exactly where it fell. You just seen exactly where it fell, but when you look there, it ain't there no more. It's somewhere way out somewhere else and shit like that. That's how it is with the motherfucking air right here, with the Mars and Gemini right here. So now when we talk about passion, they may not have enough passion. They may be so fast that they may not set their passion down on one thing, but the way their passion come, when they do cling on to something that they're interested in, they learn everything about it fast. Real fast, and they can tell you about it. Like you would think you telling them something that you think nobody else know, but they already may know about that because they fast with knowledge. You know what I'm saying? They fast with knowledge, and it speeds the air up. You know what I'm saying? So then they have a their intentions is to communicate. That's their intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like Gemini sun signs, sometimes it may the communication may go introverted to the point that they communicate with themselves. The moon sign, sometimes they may feel the need that they have to communicate with everybody. The rising sometimes may appear that the personality is to be talkative. You know what I'm saying? When it comes into the Mercury, the Gemini plays analytical. It plays out details. It wants to read everything at one time. When it comes to Venus, it likes to love duality. It likes to love the pleasure of two things. It doesn't like to be in one spot because it may feel like it's missing out on something. So it likes to do both things. Now, when it plays out in the Mars, it has a passion. It has its intentions and passion is to communicate. So if it's not communicating, it's not building. So it can communicate about anything. The only problem here is it has to slow down. It has to slow Mars down enough to find something to stick with in order to be able to communicate it efficiently. You know what I'm saying? Efficiently, to the point that you're not just telling people that that you know about something, but you can actually go into detail. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only problem with the Gemini and Mars and the Gemini and Mercury's. The Gemini and Mercury may be able to go into detail. The Gemini and Mars just may be able to tell you that they're aware of what's the subject. But if they're very interested in the subject that they're talking about, then their passion and intentions go deep. And they're able to figure out all kind of abstract thoughts of the subject that they're talking about. Whether it's relationships, whether it's cars, whether it's how to get a job, whether it's fashion. Yeah, and another thing about fashion, Mars and Gemini people with fashion, they like to wear, these are people who like basketball players you might see that wear one shoe color. Say they wear American state colors. They wear blue, red, and white. They might get go get some Nike Dunks. They might wear one royal blue Nike Dunk and wear the other one a red Nike Dunk. You know what I'm saying? These are people like that. They don't like to leave two out, especially if it match, but it don't match, but it match. You get it? You know what I'm saying? Like me, I would just wear, I'm a Venus in Gemini, so it's more of my love and my feeling of how I appreciate. But with Mars and Gemini, that'll be your intentions and your passion. So your intentions will be still carrying out sort of like actions lightweight. So you will show actions in sort of ways of duality type things. You know what I'm saying? Me, I don't feel the necessary need to do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, this is Mars and Gemini people. They have their intentions is to communicate what they've learned. And the different aspects of what they learn. Now they might not necessarily want to be dictated on what it actually mean what they've learned, but they just think all knowledge is good knowledge, and having knowledge, these people can be teachers. Mars and Gemini people can be teachers. Mars and Gemini people can be mechanics. Because Gemini also rules the hands in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the lungs and the two. You ain't got one, you got two. So when it comes, anything that's duality, kind of like Gemini kind of rules. But it gets with your hands is like the most lowest form on the pyramid of way that you can manifest from from the behind the scenes into the in front of the scenes. So would you say, look, like for an example, what I'm thinking about. You don't know what I'm thinking until I say what I'm thinking. Now look, I'm about to say what I'm thinking. I want to pick up this hard drive. Now I'm picking up the hard drive. Now with these hands was the smallest form on the pyramid of bringing from the yin to the yang. I manifested me picking up my thought. You know what I'm saying? What I wanted to do, picking up the hard job. Now, on a large scale, on the highest pyramid, when we go all the way up to that one block, where all the other lower pyramids or blocks come from, there's a different form of that. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother video. You know what I'm saying? But we just talking about lower forms right now. When we talk about zodiacs and animalistic. Look, zodiac signs. Zodiac, animal, animalistic traits, animal, lower chakra. So you can't even go when we talking about astrology and shit. You think that's higher consciousness, but it really ain't. And we're gonna get into that too. That's a whole nother video. But Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Let's get into the next one. I'm gonna get that's something for y'all Mars and Gemini motherfuckers to get a passion about, and y'all go look upon that. What I was just talking about. Flight Boss, bitch. Air.